Deandre Ayton might just be 24 years old, but he's already made a huge name for himself, having been a major reason why the Phoenix Suns were able to make it to the finals last year. However, failed negotiations with the team led to Ayton becoming a free agent, and it seems Ayton believes the owner Robert Sarver is to blame. We'll be covering all of that and more in today's video. Firstly, Ayton's free agency. Things have been rocky between Deandre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns for quite some time. Having been selected as the first overall pick in 2018's NBA draft and their first ever overall pick, he was clearly special for the team. But despite doing a lot for the team between 2018 and 2021, the road was certainly rocky. Before the 2021-22 season began, things weren't working in favor of the young basketball player, having difficulty in coming to an agreement with the team over a rookie extension. Then in the offseason, after failing to agree on a contract extension, Ayton began the lengthy process of becoming an unrestricted free agent. And under that designation, Ayton had multiple options available to him when it came to deciding his future. He could accept the Suns' prior qualifying offer, playing out the season, and then become a free agent in the next year, or accept the team's maximum qualifying offer and play under that long-term deal. In addition to those options, he could also sign an offer sheet with a different team, but that offer could be matched by the Suns. That final option was exactly what happened this year. In July, Ayton was given a 4-year offer sheet that amounted to $133 million to play with the Indiana Pacers, a sheet that he ended up signing. However, within moments of that news breaking out, the Suns quickly matched that offer. Ultimately, Ayton chose to stay with the Suns, but had his grievances still. Next, Shelburne on Ayton's feelings. It's clear that Ayton had been wanting a max contract extension following the work he's done with the Suns. The very reason he gravitated towards free agency was he wanted to secure a contract that offered him the best possible situation in terms of finances. Though the current contract is nothing to scoff at, with the $133 million offer being the largest in league history, it makes sense he'd be sour about not getting what he thinks he deserves. ESPN NBA insider Ramona Shelburne recently talked about the situation. She's been in contact with people that are close to Ayton, and she felt as though she believed the Suns owner Robert Sarver was to blame for pushing back on Ayton's wishes for a max contract extension. Sarver is on his way out, so there's a possibility he had no say in this decision, but that's what Ayton thinks. Regardless, Ayton has been retained and Sarver is leaving, so there's a chance the two might reconcile in the future, if not immediately. However, if he does confront his feelings about Sarver and they sort things out, Shelburne figures there might still be lingering resentment towards Monty Williams in the front office, especially considering Williams benched him in the semifinal game last season, only letting him onto the court for 17 minutes. But the two have been mostly cordial in front of the interviewers, and both seem to be looking forward to working together in the coming years. So how does Shelburne feel? Though Shelburne mainly spoke about what feelings Ayton might be harboring, she also expressed her own when it came to the strange way the Suns handled the situation. The Suns have been avoiding granting Ayton a max contract extension, but when the moment came they might be losing him to the Indiana Pacers, they quickly matched the offer in order to retain him. Overall, it seems to have been an executive decision that could be seen as penny pinching. In avoiding the max contract and instead matching the Pacers offer, they've not only saved the team $40 million, but have also reduced the time they'd have to keep Ayton on by 1 year. That gives them more wiggle room in the long term, but Shelburne was clearly not a fan of the way that was handled. She figured they should have given him the max contract instead of playing with his feelings. She mentioned someone close to Ayton had said some serious karma is at play the way the Suns negotiated his future, and it seems she agrees with that statement. Ayton was and still is a star. The first time the Suns ever got to make the first pick in a draft, and yet they still treated him as though he didn't matter too much until they placed an offer that only barely had enough incentive for him to stay. That to her tells Ayton they don't believe in him very much. Now, the future of the Suns. When asked if he was happy to be back with the Phoenix Suns, Ayton said he was all right. He said all that matters when he's on the court is the work he has to do. He knows that he isn't just playing for himself, but his team. It was clearly meant to assuage any doubts about whether his head is in the game, considering the trouble the Suns had put him through to get him to this stage. Though keeping Ayton is a big deal for the team, there are still a number of questions that need to be addressed. The roster is strong, but problems like Chris Paul's health and the slow development of Devin Booker could derail them this season. At the moment, the team needs to readjust how they set things up, and a huge part of that has to be Ayton, despite all of the drama that has taken place. Ayton has a huge frame, and he has the ability to score under the rim and protect the paint. Considering he's one of their top statistical performers and someone that has been key to their best plays, he definitely needs to be propped up. At the moment, Ayton doesn't seem too happy with things off court, and this offseason needs to be used to build relationships and chemistry if the Suns are to succeed. Other news. First up, Kai Sotto proves himself. At the beginning of October, Filipino center Kai Sotto got his first taste of the NBA as he played with the Adelaide 36ers against the Phoenix Suns. He managed to put up some great numbers in the close game that ended with a 1 134-124 scoreline. In just 18 minutes on the court, Sato managed to pick up 11 points and slam 2 rebounds, providing 1 assist and 2 steals. Just 20 years old, Sato proved he was deserving to be on court alongside the more older, experienced players. He was versatile and accurate, making 3 of 6 from the field and hitting all 4 of his free throw attempts. Next, Shaq could buy Suns with Bezos. Shaquille O'Neal, the legendary basketball player, has recently expressed interest in buying the Phoenix Suns. The current owner is on his way out because of a scandal, so it leaves them up for grabs. The former Lakers player told TMZ he was seriously interested in buying the team. However, when it became clear that Jeff Bezos, CEO of Amazon, was also looking to throw his hat in the ring, O'Neal backed off. If Bezos is serious and O'Neal really wants to be involved, the latter could team up with the Amazon head, and it seems he's on board for that. If Bezos expresses interest in buying the team with O'Neal, the legend said he would gladly talk to him about partnering up. It's not clear if Bezos really wants to buy the team, but he certainly has the means to do it. The Suns are estimated to be worth around $1.8 billion, and Bezos, having a net worth of just around $140 billion, can definitely afford that on his own. Shaq jokingly mentioned he was scared of Jeff Bezos, who he referred to as JB because he just doesn't have the bargaining power that Bezos does. Lastly, the Celtics signed Griffin. Early in October, the Boston Celtics announced they had signed forward Blake Griffin. However, as per the team's policy, the terms of the contract agreement were not discussed. Griffin is definitely a good pick for the team, measuring at around 6 feet and 9 inches. He appeared in 46 games for the Brooklyn Nets last season and averaged around 6.4 points, 4.1 rebounds, and 1.9 assists. Overall, he's played around 724 games since he joined the NBA in 2009, and he's been honored with All-Star awards 6 times, 5 times straight between 2011 and 2015. At the moment, he's one of only 9 current players in the NBA to average at least 19 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists per game throughout his career. It's safe to say that he's a great addition to the team. That's a wrap for this video. Do you think Sarver was responsible for Ayton being denied a max contract? Let us know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.